A lot of people look at a multi-location clinic and assume it was timing, reputation, or just luck. It was not. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I scaled my clinic to 5 locations, what actually made the growth possible, and the few decisions that mattered way more than people think. Because the truth is, most clinic owners are not stuck because they're bad at what they do. They're stuck because they're trying to grow a business with no real growth system behind it. I stopped thinking like a practitioner and started thinking like a business owner. This is where it really starts. A lot of clinic owners are still operating like the business grows because they're great at the service they provide. That helps, but it's not enough. If the clinic depends on your personal effort, your personal reputation, or your direct involvement in everything, and you do not have a scalable business, you just have a busy job. The shift was realizing that clinical skill and business growth are not the same thing. One gets results for patients, the other builds the machine that keeps bringing patients in. The clinic started scaling when I stopped asking how to work harder and started asking how to build something repeatable. We built one predictable patient acquisition system before trying to scale locations. This is where a lot of owners go wrong. They think expansion comes first. It does not. You do not scale by opening more locations. You scale by proving that one location can attract and convert patients predictably. That means having a real system for generating demand, building trust, capturing leads, and following up, booked appointments, and keeping the pipeline full consistently. Because if patient flow is inconsistent at one location, opening another one just multiplies the instability. You do not scale locations first. You scale the system that makes locations work. Before we move on, if you want more practical breakdowns on clinic growth, AI, marketing, and patient acquisition, make sure you subscribe. We follow a 4M system of building practices, which starts with mindset, marketing, management, and money management. We stopped relying on referrals as a main growth engine. Referrals are great, but they are not strategy you control. And that is the problem. If most of your growth depends on talking about you, sending people your way, or your reputation spreading naturally, growth becomes slow, unpredictable, and hard to scale. What changed everything was building channels we could actually influence. Content to build trust, paid ads to create demand, follow-up systems to convert interest, reactivation to recover missed opportunities. This is when growth starts becoming deliberate instead of accidental. Referrals are a bonus. They should not be the business model though. Number 4, we build trust at scale instead of trying to sell too early. This matters a lot in healthcare. Patients usually do not book, because they saw one ad and felt convinced instantly. They book because trust builds over time. That's why educational content became such a big part of our growth. Let us answer questions, remove fear, handle objections, and create familiarity before the patient ever spoke to the team. And once that starts happening consistently, conversion gets easier because patients no longer feel like they're choosing a stranger. The more trust you build before the consult, the easier the booking becomes. So you have to build trust by teaching and educating patients. The word doctor actually comes from doctare, which means to teach. We fix the back end because growth is often lost after the lead comes in. This is one of the biggest things people miss. They think scaling is about getting more leads. It's actually not. Sometimes it is, but a lot of the times, the real problem is what happens after someone shows interest. Slow replies, no clear follow-up, missed calls, weak booking processes, no nurture, no reactivation. that destroys growth quietly. So a big part of scaling was building stronger systems behind the scenes. Faster response times, better lead handling, CRM automation, reminder flows, no-show reduction, reactivation of warm leads. A clinic can spend more and still not grow if the back end keeps leaking patients. Finally, we made the model repeatable, not just successful once. This is the difference between growth and scale. A clinic doing well in one location is good, but a clinic that can repeat the same result across multiple locations, it is a different game. That only happens when the core pieces are consistent. The offer, the messaging, the patient journey, the follow-up, the standards, the growth system. Because if every location runs differently, growth gets messy fast. The goal is not to copy and paste blindly. The goal is to have a playbook that works well, enough to repeat. Scaling locations is really about scaling standards. So what looked like luck from the outside was really leverage on the inside. From the outside, people see the locations. What they do not see is what made them possible. Better patient acquisition, stronger trust building, faster follow-up, better systems, better visibility into what was working, less dependence on one person and one channel. This is why it was not luck. Luck does not create repeatable growth. Systems do. What people call luck is usually just a system they cannot see. So two things to focus on is media and code. Those are the two things that we really use to scale. If I had to do it again, this is order I would follow. Make this very practical. If I was starting over, I would do this in order. 1, choose the service line you want to grow most. 2, tighten the offer and patient messaging. 3, create educational content that builds trust. Install strong lead capture and follow-up. Use paid traffic to add volume. Expand only once the model is predictable. That's the path. Not chaos first. Expansion second. Systems first, scale second. If you're stuck in your practice and not growing, but hearing how I scaled my clinic to 5 locations and actually building a practice that can grow like that are two different things. If you want help building that in your clinic, from patient acquisition to follow-up to automation to the systems that make growth repeatable, focus on using the leverage of media and code. Just click the link in the description and you can see how you can work with us directly. But even more important, watch only the 5 AI tools that we use to grow our practice in the next video, and subscribe to the channel. You can also join our free community below so you can get more insights into how we use marketing, management, money, and AI OS to grow our medical practices.